Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Autohrycfix. Here we are, still in the Philippines. My 2003 Honda CRV. Having a little bit of issues. Today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you guys how to change a starter motor on a Honda 2003 CRV. So let's go ahead and do that. And at the same time, while I was doing a test to find out that it was the starter replaced, I also noticed that the auto tensioner for the serpentine belt was making some noise. So I went ahead as well and ordered that part as well. So in this video, you're going to get a 2-for-1. We're going to be changing the starter, and we're going to change the auto tensioner belt with the tensioner itself. So let's go. Come on the journey. So first things first, let you guys know where the location of the starter is. It is actually underneath the air intake manifold on the 2.4, 2.2 liter Honda engines. So what we're gonna have to do is remove our air box. We're gonna remove our air duct, the throttle, remove the air intake box, and it'll be underneath. Remember, safety first. Always disconnect the battery before working on the starter, because there's a constant 12 volts that's going to be there, and you don't want to get shocked. And also, while it's same rule applies when you're working on the tensioner and the serpentine belt, because you never know, some cars come equipped with a auto starter, or by fluke it just starts. You just want to be safe in these types of situations. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do it step by step. So yes, we're in the Philippines, a little bit out of my element, but got some tools on Lazada to do the job. So we'll see, hopefully everything goes well and that there's no bolts that are too tight or break or anything like that. So yeah, we're fixing a car in the Philippines, guys. So like I said, first things first, we're going to disconnect the battery. 10mm socket, very easy. Just remove the terminals. And yes, this will come in handy if you have radios that need codes, to jot down that code to make sure, so when you plug the battery back, you'll have the radio code so you don't have any problems. Remove that. And you'll see, if you need to remove the whole battery out of its way just to have more room, you can also do that as well. But for now, I'm just going to disconnect. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and remove the air intake filter box, the piping, and then I'll move the camera over and I'll show you exactly where we're going to go. All right. Alright, so as you can see, there is our starter. I ended up loosening the front crash bar to lift it up so I can have some more room to remove the intake. Now what we're going to do is remove the nut that's here, and then there's another one behind here, and we're just going to remove these wires here. Alright, so part 1 done. Starter out. Here are the cables. There's your knock sensor. This goes to the starter solenoid, and this goes to the starter itself. that is my old starter, and that is the new rebuild that I purchased on Lazada. So we're gonna move forward, and I'm gonna remove the serpentine belt and the power steering pump, so I can get to the tensioner, so I can go ahead and replace that as well. Alright, so sorry about the sun. We're gonna move over the power steering pump. We're gonna get to the serpentine belt, which is a 14mm key. We're gonna put it on and pry towards us to loosen the belt, and after that we're gonna remove the power steering pump. Alright, so like I said before, what we're going to do is get a 14mm socket, go on the tensioner itself, pry it towards us, and loosen the belt. And after that, we're going to remove the power steering belt pump. We're going to move it over to the side so we have access to the bolts to remove the tensioner. So we finally got our tensioner in. I had to end up taking off, raising the engine a little bit and removing the engine support. The way I used to raise the engine a little bit, I took the jack and I put it underneath the oil pan and I jacked it up. I'll show you. I flipped it over the other end so that I wouldn't damage the oil pan. Hold on a second, I'll show you guys. As you can see, I flipped the jack on the other end so that the longer part is on the oil pan. So there's more surface on the oil pan, so I'm not denting in the oil pan. And the bottom is just there, and I jacked it up just enough so that I can untighten the engine support on that side. So now we're going to go ahead and tighten up all the bolts. I'm going to reinstall the engine support, and then I'm going to go back to reinstalling, excuse me, autos. I'm going to go ahead and reinstall the starter, and then the intake, and then everything else. I'm going to start the car afterwards. Alright, so another good thing that we're doing is that we're also replacing the serpentine belt. when examining the serpentine belt, you always want to make sure there's no cracks in the grooves like this one. Or in the exterior, you can see how it's dry. This one has some wear in it, so it's a good thing that we're changing it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Sorry about the dogs barking. Another quick tip is whenever you're changing the drive belt, or either get a piece of paper, trace out the root of the drive belt, or if not, if you have a copy of it, or go on the internet and print yourself one out, or if you have it on your iPhone, take a snapshot so at least you know which way the belt goes on which pulley in which direction, so you're not there for hours and hours trying to figure it out. All right. So there we have it. We ended up changing the tensioner and the strap at the same time that we were changing the starter, and just by fluke, when I was putting back everything, the reservoir for the power steering, it cracked, so I had to order it on Lazada, and I received it this morning. It took about 2 days to get here, but it's a good thing that I had it. So there you have it. We replaced our tensioner, our belt, the reservoir, and behind the intake, like we saw before, I replaced the starter. I started the car up and everything was working great. So for now, so far so good. So I hope you enjoyed this video on how to change a starter and a auto tensioner and a reservoir for the power steering. If you like content like this, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, we'll see you soon. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Bye.